Baseball is back, and both WagerTalk and Sports Memo have an amazing offer to keep you in action from the first pitch to the kickoff of the upcoming NFL season. We have you covered from Thursday, April 7th, when 18 of the 30 MLB teams take part in opening day, to Thursday, August 4th, when the NFL Hall of Fame game kicks off in Canton, Ohio for less than $5 per day. To lock in your favorite WagerTalk expert through the start of NFL preseason, it would cost you well over $1,000. Before limited time, pay only $5.49, coming out to just $4.61 per day. This will include any plays released for MLB from opening day to August 4th, rest of the NBA and NHL regular seasons, entire playoffs and championship games, golf, UFC, soccer, and more. As an added bonus, your access begins when you sign up, so the earlier you sign up, the more free days you'll get. This will include all sports and any 5% best bets played during this time, so act fast as our first pitch to kickoff promotion ends on opening day, so lock in your favorite WagerTalk or Sports Memo handicapper through the start of football season for the lowest price possible.
Welcome, everybody, to Wager Talk Today. And yes, we started 6 minutes late. Totally my fault. I was on puck time earlier, and I dragged that show for 50 minutes. I already got yelled at, but it's my bad. Sorry, guys. What a great show we got organized for you on Wager Talk Today. We're doing a lot of Masters conversation. We got Nick Borman joining us right off the bat. He's going to talk outright winner. He's going to talk some Tiger. He's going to talk about who he's fading this week. Tony Mejia joining us. He's going to talk some NBA basketball, Oklahoma City, Utah game, Clippers, Phoenix game, and also his thought on the Masters. And Jeffrey Greenstein is joining us from PointsBet at the end of the show. So we'll have another bookmaker on the show, which is great. Those segments are incredible. As you know, Teddy's taking the week off. We have a different host every week. I asked 14 people to host with me today. All of them said no. The 15th person is here with me now. Marco D'Angelo! Dude, I mean, take it as a compliment. We have about 60 guys. You were in the top half, bro.
Okay, first of all, now I was 15th on the depth chart, and the show that I'm co-hosting, we're 6 minutes late to start. Now, I understand you were on there, so that's probably the main reason why we're late. Yep. But, kudos to Andrew with his 15 straight wins. But message for Andrew, if he's listening, you don't make me wait until you hit 20, okay? You got to get within 5 of my record before I got to wait for you. So just a message to Andrew. Don't make me bring out that black cat meme early. We've been joking about that on Twitter with him and Carm as I, brought that out when Carm got close to my record. But, hey, I'm glad to be here, Prez.
Hey, dude, I'm on a 9-0 hockey run. I only have 16 more wins in a row before I get to your 25-0 record. What is up with your background, dude? It's like your face is like stuck against the wall or something. Anyway, it's good to have you with us, Marco. I really do appreciate it. Co-founder of WagerTalk.com, one of my good pals, and a truly mediocre poker player. Marco, what did you learn in the wonderful world of sports betting last night, brother?
Well, I learned that never put an L on a game before the game's over. We always talk about never call a game a winner before it's over because that is a sure way to jinx yourself. Well, I put the reverse jinx out there last night. I know our good friend Kelly Stewart does that on Twitter all the time, and it works for her. But mentally, I wrote off my play on Florida last night against your Toronto Maple Leafs. And I'll tell you what, if you didn't watch that hockey game last night, this team, Florida, can score goals in buckets, and they can do it quick. And both goalies got pulled. Florida was trailing 5-1. They pulled their goalie, made a switch. He was getting peppered, and it was a big edge as far as goalies went. And that's why I was on Florida. Toronto was on back-to-backs last night, and they had their, backup goalie in there against the first teamer for Florida. Dive one, come back, sent the game into overtime and won it on a brilliant shot. And I pulled one out of the jaws of death. The other thing, NBA guys, if you had Memphis last night, my condolences. And it depends when you had Memphis in the NBA. That line was 5, 5.5, 6, and even closed at 6.5. You could have, no matter which side you bet, you could have either won or lost that game, depending when you bet the game. If you bet Memphis early at 5 and 5.5, you got a loser because they lost by 6 in overtime. If you bet Utah late, you got a push or a loss because it closed at 6.5. Game goes to overtime and lands on 6. Once again, the old adage, overtime is where dogs go to die. It's a crazy time of the year, both NBA and hockey in the final couple weeks, final week for NBA, final couple weeks for hockey. It's an exciting time of the season, Prez.
That it is, dude. I mean, we've spoken about this all week. I mean, with the Masters coming up, we got F1 on Sunday, NASCAR, and as you said, basketball and hockey winding down. I mean, it's a great, great time of the year to be betting. That is for sure. Marco D'Angelo co-hosting with me today, everybody. And just a quick shout out for all the people that are regulars to the show. We normally have 3 boxes up when we bring a guest in. Because some idiot dragged puck time too long, we did not have the opportunity to set up the triple box. So you'll see Marco and I and then the guest alone. But hey, Marco, our guests deserve to stand alone. Speaking of our guests, the first guest we've got is Nick Borman. Marco, Nick is here to talk about golf, but before we even mention that, he's on a 14-0 soccer run, Marco. Only 11 wins away from your annoying record that I desperately need someone to break because it sickens me that you won 25 games in a row about 32 years ago, and we still have to freaking hear about it. Anyway, Nick Borman, welcome to WagerTalk Today. Before we get into anything, tell us how good a golfer you actually are.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys, first of all. And the golf game has been a little down since baby number 2 came 6 months ago, and right now I'm probably shooting about 75, 76 on the average, but when I'm on, I'm right there at par. Most times I'm going out there. So a couple strokes off right now, Prez, but listen, you're the one that's got the new clubs. How are you playing?
I'm going to pray I break 90 this summer. And Marco, just to let you know, I got my new clubs from Nick Borman. Yeah. I went for a fitting. They decided to give me the Callaways. They were like $4,000 for a bag of clubs. I call Nick. I'm like, yo, Nick, do something better than this. He gets it for me for a half price. Lots of love to Nick Borman. Nick, let's get straight into it. Well, firstly, congrats on your 14 soccer wins in a row. That is just outstanding. I'm begging you. I will pay the rest of my club fee if you can break Marco's 25-0 record. I'm so fed up with him and that frickin' record of his. Marco, I'll ask the first question. You ask the second. Nick, who is your favorite outright play in the Masters? Who's going to win this thing from a value perspective?
For me this week, that is none other than world number 1. So it doesn't sound that exciting, but Scotty Scheffler. But he's not the betting favorite, which is where the value lies on him. It would seem odd not to bet the best player in the world. He's won 3 of the last 5 starts. You got guys like John Rahm, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Morikawa, DJ, McIlroy. There's a list there of guys that are equal odds or worse that haven't won in a long time. So I just don't understand the value that we're getting on Scotty, and he has proven a winner. His last 3 like I say, he's got 3 wins in his last 5 starts. He ranks number 3 total strokes gained over the last 6 months, averaging 2.11 per round, which is very strong. And lastly, I'll add that at Augusta, you need a little course experience. He's got 2 years under his belt, finished top 20 both years, tied for 18th, tied for 19th. I only expect that to improve this year. So right now, Scheffler 17-1 to come out of this thing as a winner. I think at least he's going to be in contention on Sunday and give us a chance.
Nick, as we look at the Masters, and this is a major event, there's going to be a lot of novice players that maybe don't necessarily bet golf all the time, me being one of them. What other types of bets will you be playing this week other than, just the outright winner?
Good question. The other major markets that you usually can dabble with are the head-to-head markets, one golfer versus another golfer. The books try to pair two like golfers as far as skill level goes, or one particular one I love is the leaderboard bets, top 10, top 20. You can go as far as top 30 or 40 on DraftKings. One that I circled in particular this week is Shane Lowry, top 20, currently priced at about plus 160 over at DraftKings. The only reason I didn't play Lowry as an outright is that he sits number 35 in the official Golf World Rankings. And what that means, and why I bring that up, is the last 12 winners of the Masters have all fallen within in the top 30. So he's just outside that number. So I want to keep that trend going because it seems to be proving true. Otherwise, he's been red hot. His last 7 stroke play events, 6 finishes of tie for 14th or better. His worst finish in his last 7 was a tie for 24th. So 6 out of 7, he's cashing this plus 160 ticket. Also, the last 2 years at Augusta, he was right there, tie for 21st and tie for 25th. So he's got experience around here, but he's playing better now than he ever has before in his career. So I'm all in on Shane Lowry to be in contention on Sunday. Top 20, I think, is a great way to dabble with some other markets this week.
Marco D'Angelo, you're checking out Nick's background there, the trophies, the clubs, there's some certificates going on. You think he has small penis syndrome?
My wife does.
Yeah, that is, of course your wife does. She has to put up with that damn little peenie weenie. Anyway, I don't know how these shows get so bad. It must be the host. Nick, what's going on with Tiger? I mean, I'm cheering for the guy. Flat out, I'm cheering for Tiger. Are we betting this dude in any type of fashion? Make the cut, heads up, to win, to miss the cut? Is there anything there?
Hell yeah. It's Tiger frickin' Woods, man. Contrary to what our buddy Andy Lang says, we had our golf show earlier today, and we went back and forth pretty good on good old Tiger. But, everybody's cheering for the guy. He's not going to be teeing it up this week if he doesn't think he's going to be able to compete. For everybody is that on his leg that was nearly amputated just 14 or 15 months ago now, is that can he travel and trek the hilly terrain that is Augusta National? So the bet that I like on him is to make the cut. So if that truly is a worry this week and maybe his endurance wears out on him over 4 days, well, the cut is only 2 days. So maybe he'll have his stamina up and his game sharp for those first 2 days, just enough to get to the weekend. And if he falls off, oh, well, we cashed our bet. So I think he'll make the cut. I think he'll be on that weekend. He's never missed the cut in 21 starts here as a professional, and he's used the Masters as his first event back after absences before. So it's different circumstances, of course, but I think he'll be there come the weekend. And, I mean, my heart definitely wants to see him there, but he's minus 110 to make the cut. I think it's worth a few bucks.
Nick, another angle for you, ask you for this tournament. Obviously, you can bet on guys that you like and you think are going to do well. Can you make money betting against players in the Masters? And do you have any of those that you want to fade?
Absolutely. The best way to bet against somebody is matchups. You're paired usually, one I'll talk about in a second is Rory. He's one of the best in the world, so he's going to be paired against the best in the world. I don't expect a big week up from him. The other way to bet him is to bet them to miss the cut. But Rory, for me, is a great matchup play against this week. This is the one major he hasn't won. It's been his elusive major he's been chasing for quite some time. He's been in contention before, but he always chokes it out come Sunday. And even recently, that same trend has been true in a couple other events. He held the 54-hole lead in November in the DP World Tour Championship. Had a terrible back nine to choke that away. And just in January, in another European Tour event, he was tied for the lead in the final hole before dunking it in the water, obviously to lose that one. going away. So, his price right now is 19-1 to win this thing outright. It's much too short for me. So no touch there. And in his matchups, he's going up against Rahm, he's going up against JT, he's going up against the best in the world that are playing very well and have proven they can close out events. So I'm going to fade him in some matchups this week. So Rory, avoid him on your card.
Nick Borman, everyone, 14 straight soccer wins, an outstanding golf bettor, soccer bettor, a great guy, most importantly, dear to me, Marco. I love him at a level that is so much higher than my love for you. Nick, anything to promote?
Yeah, going for 15 in a row on the soccer pitch today. We have a 5% play going in the Champions League. So one day at a time, I'm coming for you, Marco. And hopefully today is that one step further to getting there. So going for 15 and 0 today. Join me over at WagerTalk.com.
Awesome stuff. Nick Borman, everyone. Marco, I am loving doing this show with you. Man, every time I do Puck Time, by the time I come on Wager Talk, my energy level is off the charts. We're going to take a 30-second break. I'm going to calm down. Marco's going to get ready for his big game breakdown. We still have Tony Mejia and Teddy Greenstein joining us. Stay with us, everybody.
Baseball is back, and both Wager Talk and Sports Memo have an amazing offer to keep you in action from the first pitch to the kickoff of the upcoming NFL season. We have you covered from Thursday, April 7th, when 18 of the 30 MLB teams take part in opening day, to Thursday, August 4th, when the NFL Hall of Fame game kicks off in Canton, Ohio for less than $5 per day. To lock in your favorite Wager Talk expert through the start of NFL preseason, it would cost you well over $1,000. But for a limited time, pay only $5.49, coming out to just $4.61 per day. This will include any plays released for MLB from opening day to August 4th, rest of the NBA and NHL regular seasons, entire playoffs and championship games, golf, UFC, soccer, and more. As an added bonus, your access begins when you sign up, so the earlier you sign up, the more free days you'll get. This will include all sports and any 5% best bets played during this time, so act fast as our first pitch to kickoff promotion ends on opening day. So lock in your favorite Wager Talk or Sports Memo handicapper through the start of football season for the lowest price possible.
You come straight to me or to Hey, it's big game breakdown. I get to play T covers here today and do the big game breakdown. And we're going to look at a game tonight in hockey. It is Tampa Bay. They travel to play Washington tonight. Tampa is minus 130 in this game. We got an over-under of 6. And we are going to look at this one. And I'm going to look for Tampa to bounce back tonight. Tampa lost a big game on Monday, and I was on Monday's show. We were on Toronto. It was a big game is because these teams were vying for playoff position. Tampa and Toronto both were in the playoffs, but they're fighting to see who is going to be one of the top 3 in their division and who's going to be the wild card. Well, currently, Tampa Bay is trying to stay out of the wild card. They're tied with Boston, who is right behind them. They got the tiebreaker. So this is a big game for Tampa tonight, and I expect a big game out of their goaltender tonight, as Vasilevsky had an uncharacteristic bad performance on Monday. I look for him to bounce back against the Washington team that has been giving up a lot of goals themselves. This Washington team, they have nothing to gain really tonight. They're too far behind the team in front of them to move up in the playoff rankings, and they're too far ahead of the team behind them to worry about getting caught. So for me, I am going to go with Tampa tonight to bounce back on the road. Washington's one of the few teams that plays better on the road than at home. This team's just 16-20 at home compared to a winning record on the road of 21-12. One final note, as I said, I like Tampa, but if you like angles for this game, here is a totals angle for you. Washington is playing with revenge against Tampa, and they were a favorite in that last game. When Washington this season has played a game with revenge for a loss where they were the favorite, 16-2 to the over. Average goals in those games, 7.1. So a little bonus on the big game breakdown. Take Tampa and a little on the over.
Listeners, but we need 46 more likes to get to the daily presidential address. There's no negotiation. 100 likes or no daily presidential address. Marco D'Angelo, my brother, we got Tony Mejia joining us. We got a chance to meet him at our party a couple of weeks ago. What a wonderful guy. I mean, we're literally partying like a lunatic, and he's got 2 computers on his lap, staring at 3 games at the same time. Probably didn't even know there was a party going on around him. That's how hard he works. Tony Mejia, welcome to Wager Talk Today. I love having you, my friend.
Yeah, I knew there was a party. It was a great time. Can't wait for the next one. And a pleasure to meet Marco. A little more coherent than I was the first time I met him, so that was nice. And yeah, like I said, good to see everybody. And it really is a team that you guys have established here at Wager Talk. So I'm proud and happy to be part of it.
Well, we'd like to look at it as a family, minus Marco, of course. Tony, Utah tonight, minus 17 and a half points. You know, one of the books I bet at cashes your tickets once a team hits 20 points, once a team gets 20 points ahead of the other team. That's literally the line. 219 and a half is the total. Man, what do we do in this game?
I think you bet the first half with the Utah Jazz. Huge win for them yesterday in overtime against the Memphis Grizzlies team that's still missing Ja Morant. Didn't play Dylan Brooks last night. And it took an over 20.20 rebound double-double from Rudy Gobert and a solid game from Donovan Mitchell to hold off the Grizzlies. I mean, Memphis has been playing tremendous basketball, whereas Utah has kind of been drowning a little bit. And there's still talk that Mitchell and Gobert don't get along. It certainly hasn't been the season that Utah has wanted to follow up after establishing the top regular season record last season. So it's a team that needs to solidify their stance out of the play-in round, and they'll do so tonight. I don't think they want to be trifled by an Oklahoma City squad that at this point we still don't know if Teo Maledon or Alexei Pokusevski or Aaron Wiggins will play. All those guys sat yesterday for Oklahoma City, so their starting lineup featured even more depth on the roster, obscure players that have barely played. Georgios Kalaitzakis was in the starting lineup yesterday. I've barely seen him all year. And so the Thunder are tanking, and it worked against them yesterday because they managed to beat the Blazers anyway. So Oklahoma City making no bones about the fact that they want the most lottery combinations that they can get. So you never want to bet on a team that doesn't want to win.
Tony, since I'm filling in for Teddy, I have to do his role that he does to me every time I'm on, and I got to be the contrarian, and I got to come at you a little bit. Are you concerned with Utah in this game? Because that was such a huge game last night against Memphis, and if you look who they got on deck, they've got Phoenix next. This is the ultimate sandwich spot for them. Are you not concerned a little bit about a letdown from Utah?
Well, that's why I would say my bet on this game would be on the first half, laying 10, which is a substantial amount for first half. But you want to be veterans against a team filled with kids. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. We got Kalaitzakis, Xavier Simpson's not an NBA player. He was in that starting lineup. Vic Krejci. I mean, these are guys that not even your most studied NBA person knows, because these are the back end of the roster guys for Oklahoma City, because everybody else has either been injured or put on the shelf. And I think we do need to wait to see if Maledon is going to play. He was averaging over 20 and 10 as their point guard until he was shelved last night, and all those guys were essentially late scratches. So Oklahoma City doesn't want to win games. I mean, that's for sure. And I would think that Utah wants to take care of business as as resoundingly as possible, and that would mean starting fast and leading at the break by double digits.
Tony Mejia, everyone. You can find him at WagerTalk.com. Exclusive to us, one of our best, and an incredible writer as well. You could read his work over at the Gold Sheet. Tony, Phoenix was -3. It's now -2.5. Tell us why and tell us how we should bet this game.
I think this is a Clipper spot, Prez. It's a second night of a back-to-back for the Suns. And so there may be value in blindly betting the Clippers right now and hoping that Monty Williams says, all right, Devin Booker, have a seat. Chris Paul, they were trying to get him back in a rhythm, but there's no reason for him to be playing on the second night of a back-to-back. Suns eliminated the Lakers last night in Phoenix and now take the short trip over to LA to play the Clippers. Clippers are still getting Paul George acclimated and they'll be full go. Ty Lue is one of those people that doesn't want to show anybody their hand, and this could end up being the 1-8 matchup. But at the same time, it'd be great to get his guys' confidence against Phoenix. And if they're shorthanded in any way, then there will be value in getting points at home with the Clips.
Marco's turn.
All right, and let's go. I have nothing for a rebuttal for you on this one. Let's go ahead and go to Masters action. And do you have anything you like on the Masters card this week, Tony?
Let me say with a huge asterisk, I am not a golf guy. But when asked to chip in, I'll gladly do so. The one times that I play golf is in FanDuel salary cap type one-off contests, and so I found it very interesting that you can get Tiger Woods at 8,800, which is the top guys like your John Rahms are in the 11,000 range. So Tiger's at 8,800, and the only person next to him at 8,800 is Thomas Pieters. So I did a little digging as to who Thomas Pieters is because I've never heard of him. He was actually the NCAA champion for the University of Illinois in 2012. So he's got that in common with Tiger, who won at Stanford. And he's a long hitter, won the Portuguese Masters late 2021, won another tournament in Abu Dhabi earlier this year, and is going off at -178 to make the cut. So people seem to think that he's got a shot in this. He finished fourth in the 2017 Masters, so he's got some experience at Augusta. Belgian kid who could be a long shot here. I saw him at plus 9,000 to win the tournament, and I'm no Dave Koken, but I would consider that long shot status. So if Koken blesses it, given the run that he's been on with picking long shot winners, I would throw a little pizza money on that myself.
Yeah, well said on Dave Koken, dude. I mean, Marco, we've seen it. I mean, Dave has hit just ridiculous plus money winners in golf. Tony, anything quick to promote before we let you go?
Just NBA. We're finishing up the regular season, and then the playoffs are here. Number one in sides at WagerTalk, and we plan to have a big postseason. So baseball, obviously, tomorrow. I've got a futures package that was up on $9 Monday, and I think I will partake in today's Champions League action. So look out for that.
Nice. Awesome stuff. Tony Mejia, everyone. Marco, I don't know if you're going to get this, but here's the bottom line, man. We lost to Teddy Savransky today because he's taking the week off, but we gained a Teddy Greenstein. People in the tribe will understand that comment. Teddy Greenstein, senior editor at PointsBet. Man, are we excited to have you on. My good friend Nick Solsky calls you a legend. Art DeCesar is normally in the segment. The pressure is mounting. Hopefully you got big shoulders. You can carry the weight, especially with Marco on. That's a lot of weight. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Welcome to WagerTalk Today.
Well, it takes a legend to know a legend, I suppose, Prez and Marco. So great to see you guys. I am in Chicago. This is the city of big shoulders, so I will try to do my best for you boys.
Well, thanks for having us. Before we get into it, you're the senior editor at PointsBet. Tell us what you do. Tell us about the company. I mean, I got a $25 free bet from PointsBet emailed to me yesterday, so I might be taking advantage of that.
Yeah, Prez, the timing is perfect. Use it on a futures bet because with these free bets, if
Yeah.
you do it on a -110, there's almost
No,
no value
Corey Connors to win.
there. Corey Connors or Adam Hadwin, or maybe Mike
Yeah.
Weir to make the cut. You can get some sick odds on that, but it's a great week to use it. Love Canada, by the way. All my in-laws are in Toronto, so I can't wait to get back there in August and play a bunch of golf. But it's an amazing time to be at PointsBet. We just had the Final Four, hugest betting event we have, and now we have the Masters. It's basically my favorite week of the year.
Teddy, I'm taking you golfing. We'll go to Glen Eagle on me. So please let me know when you're here. I will probably shoot about a 120 at that course because it is so sick. But it's also right walking distance from the house. Let's get into some Masters talk. Is Tiger Woods a good bet? I mean, we spoke to Nick Borman about this. He feels like Tiger to make the cut is worth a sprinkle.
I totally agree. And by the way, I'm a 12 index, so we'll negotiate for strokes on the first tee. We'll have a good match. Well, here's the thing about Tiger. He was a better bet a few days ago. I looked at PointsBet on Monday, and I was actually shocked. We had him at 80-1. And I looked at some of our competitors, and it was 40-1 and 50-1. Now, since then, that number has come down. It was 66 yesterday. It's down to 50 because we're getting hit so hard on the Tiger stuff. So 50-1 is interesting. If you don't love it, we have a make the cut booster plus 125, which is incredible because he has never missed the cut as a professional. When Tiger plays, he makes the cut. And as you guys know, it's not as hard to make the Masters cut. It's top 50 in ties. The field is 91, and 15 of those guys have basically no chance. So you can hit that. His over-under score for the first round, we had it at 75.5. Now it's 74. So a little reality check. But I would still say plus 500 on a top 10, plus 190 on a top 20. There's still a lot of appealing numbers out there if you believe in Tiger.
Teddy, what are some of the most popular Masters bets that you see coming in so far?
Yeah, Marco, here are our numbers on that. So Tiger, no surprise, is getting over 10% of our outright winner handle. Justin Thomas is next. Yeah, well, I think in part because we were the only book offering him at 80-1. And then even yesterday, we were offering the best odds in the business. But also, like, betting on Tiger is like what people here always did. They always bet on the Cubs to win the World Series, figuring, I want to have that ticket. I want to be able to show it off to all my friends. It's bragging rights if you get Tiger this year and he wins, just like if you had him in 2019. So Tiger's first, Justin Thomas is second. Justin Thomas sort of passes every test in terms of what the analysts like. They run their models and they see Justin Thomas finishing in the top 10 the vast majority of the time. He's a great player. He has only one major, but he does everything you need to win at Augusta National. After that, Jordan Spieth trying to win again. Brooks Koepka, always popular because how he turns it on at the majors, followed by John Rahm and Scotty Scheffler. I like Scotty, and I like Cam Smith, the Aussie, who I think is the best putter in the game.
Teddy, do you guys have any specials going this week at PointsBet?
So this is a really exciting week because for the first time ever, and I think we're the first book to do this, you can make parlay bets in golf. So it's only been a technical reason that's prevented people from doing this in the past. But if you want to do Cam Smith on a top 20 and combine that with Tiger to make the cut and Adam Hadwin to be low Canadian, now you can do that. And anytime somebody places a parlay bet of 3 legs or more with us, there's a little lightning bolt that comes up. And if you hit that lightning bolt, you get a booster. So your plus 550 suddenly becomes a plus 612. It's basically free money. So parlays are exciting. We're also doing something we call the Power Hour. We did it last night. We're doing it again tonight from 8 to 9 Eastern Time. What we're doing is our traders are analyzing all the outright odds from all the books, like the top 7 or 8 books, and then we are beating their number on outright odds. So if some book has John Rahm at plus 1,200 and we previously had him at plus 1,000, we're going to go to 1,200 or higher. So the Power Hour is tonight. Yeah, and then the final thing is we have a ton of boosts. I put out a newsletter called The Hustle, and the Hustle boost this week is any player to break 70 all 4 rounds. Can you guys tell me the one player in Masters history to accomplish this feat? He broke 70 in all 4 rounds.
I'm going to speak on behalf of both Marco and I. The answer to that question is no. No, we can't.
It's such a good trivia question because it's not Jack, it's not Tiger, it's not Arnie, it's not Ben Hogan. It's a guy who didn't even win. It was Cam Smith. Cam Smith did it the year that DJ won, so he finished second. But that's how it's interesting about Augusta National. In some ways, it's not that hard of a course. It's not tight. There's not really rough, but it's difficult enough that it's hard for guys to shoot 68 and 69 day after day.
Teddy, can we talk any other sports, or are you pretty much exclusive to the golf world?
You can hit me up on, some football. I'm okay on NBA, so give it a shot. Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to ask you what bets you're seeing out there. I mean, we got a lot of people listening to the show every day. If there's any, we'll look at the card just for today, for instance, maybe a baseball future bet. But is there anybody you respect out there that's making a bet on an NHL or NBA game tonight, or a baseball future bet that we should know about?
Prez, I'm going to give you an NBA future. We had Jay Croucher. He is our head trader on a call today. And we're like, who do you like for the price to win the NBA title? And he pointed to the Golden State Warriors. So I looked around. I found it somewhere at plus 900, 950. And he thinks they have a really good chance to unseat the Suns. Draymond is back to full health. A lot of firepower there. So for the money, he is recommending Golden State. So I'm going to hit the Warriors because, I'm a Knicks fan from New York, and now I'm in Chicago. The Bulls are totally hopeless. They're going to get wiped out of the playoffs super fast. Let's see if the Raps do anything. But I'm going to go with Golden State. I love Steve Kerr. Covered him a little bit with the Bulls, and we all love watching Steph, the greatest shooter who's ever walked the face of the earth.
Man, outstanding stuff. I'm so excited to have you on. Listen, Teddy, you got a open invitation to come on Wager Talk today pretty much anytime you like. We also do have a show called The Hustle, hosted by Drew Martin. Oh. You're welcome to come on that show too, if you want, given that you write something called The Hustle. Anyway, I'll give you a minute, 30 seconds, however long it takes. Tell everybody. I know PointsBet is taking Canadian action right now. We are an American-facing company. Most of our listeners are American, but they are taking American action too. Run a commercial for us, and then we'll say goodbye.
Well, Prez, thanks so much. My uncle, my uncle-in-law, I guess David Breslin in Toronto, is going to be signing up. I'm trying to get all my Torontonians who I love so much. Love that about The Hustle. Hope Nick is watching right now. I'm glad I passed your test. And I would just say this. I also work in player development. So if anybody wants some great free bets, I can give them out. So just direct message me on Twitter at Teddy Greenstein, spelled like it sounds. You'll find me. I will sign you up. I will give you the best possible offer PointsBet can. And I thank you guys tremendously for having me.
Brother, thank you, man. You're welcome anytime you want. Make sure to let me know when you're coming to Toronto. I'd love to take you golfing. I know you're a 12. I'm a 120. It's close. Guys, we got 131 likes. It's time for the daily presidential address. All right, 2-1 yesterday on the daily presidential address. I got 2 NHL bets I am making tonight. Also, I just want to let everybody know I'm on a 9-0 NHL run, but even better than that, I'm on a 26-6 NHL run. If you take those 6 losses away, I beat Marco's record. So there you go. I beat Marco's record. I just decided to take those 6 losses out of the equation. Anyway, I got 1 bet up for my clients tonight over at WagerTalk in the NHL. It comes with a bonus NBA total. You can get it over at WagerTalk. Please check it out. Tomorrow's show, Dave Koken joining us, Ralph Michaels and Carmine Bianco. You will see who is co-hosting with me tomorrow. Log on. As for your 2 free bets today, I like Vegas in regulation tonight. I understand that they're not playing at the high level that they've been playing of late, but they've won 5 games in a row. I get that those 5 games, one was against Vancouver, 2 was against Seattle, 1 was against Nashville. They're not beating the world, if you will. But this is a very, very veteran Vegas team who has done long playoff drives already. They are fighting for their lives. Vancouver is done. I think Vancouver is a play against team moving forward. I'm getting Vegas at roughly a pick 'em at home in regulation. I'm taking it. The next is Washington and Tampa Bay over the total. Look, the only thing that worries me in this game is how many goals can Washington score. I think we can get 2 to 3 out of them. I think Tampa Bay will keep pace. So I think this game has got 5-3 written all over it. Take over the total in the Washington-Tampa Bay game. Marco D'Angelo, thank you for co-hosting with me today. Even though I give you crap, I love you at a very high level. I'm having a shawarma today. 2 shawarmas in the last 3 days. Take us home, bro.
Yeah, we know you like those, Prez, and thanks for having me on. And I want to thank all the viewers to the show. Hopefully I didn't put the bus in the ditch. We got everything okay. And anytime you need to fill in, Prez, I'm here. Till tomorrow, thanks for watching Wager Talk Today.
Baseball is back, and both Wager Talk and Sports Memo have an amazing offer to keep you in action from the first pitch to the kickoff of the upcoming NFL season. We have you covered from Thursday, April 7th, when 18 of the 30 MLB teams take part in opening day, to Thursday, August 4th, when the NFL Hall of Fame game kicks off in Canton, Ohio for less than $5 per day. To lock in your favorite Wager Talk expert through the start of NFL preseason, it would cost you well over $1,000. Before a limited time, pay only $5.49, coming out to just $4.61 per day. This will include any plays released for MLB from opening day to August 4th, rest of the NBA and NHL regular seasons, entire playoffs and championship games, golf, UFC, soccer, and more. As an added bonus, your access begins when you sign up, so the earlier you sign up, the more free days you'll get. This will include all sports and any 5% best bets played during this time, so act fast as our first pitch to kickoff promotion ends on opening day. So lock in your favorite Wager Talk or Sports Memo handicapper through the start of football season for the lowest price possible.